Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball. Now today I am giving you guys my next iteration into my weekly Q&As, and well, not much else to say, so let's get right into this. I'm liking this first question. I did go down a bit because there's a lot of questions asked by the same person, and I didn't want the whole Q&A to be filled up with their questions because it's not fair to everyone else. But I got a lot of questions, so I had to go down in a couple hours, which doesn't take that long. But let's get this started. Who is more of a womanizer? You, Danny, Quinn, or Jay? Quinn is Kwaman's land. In case you guys don't know, he probably doesn't care if I use his real name because he's starting to use it more on his streams. Between me, Danny, Quinn, and Jay, I can rank it from most womanizer to least. I would say Jay would be number one. Then, from what I've heard, it would be Danny. Then me, and well, Kwaman's at the bottom by a pretty large margin, in my opinion. But, you know, he probably doesn't like to hear it. He doesn't like to hear me say it. But I got some game myself, not to brag. So I know Danny and Jay are like the masters. So I got to put them above me. But Kwaman's going to be right there at the bottom. Would you blow Goku T23 for $10 million? I mean, you know, I could, and all, you know, obviously I'm a straight guy and all this stuff, and there's gonna be, doesn't matter what I say, there's gonna be a person out there that says, like, oh, you're gay. Listen, bro, $10 million and you don't have to do anything else in life. I'll set aside some dignity and some shame to earn $10 million. I might regret saying this later down the line because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, he's gay. Like, I don't care. I'm not homophobic. Hey, I'll freaking, you know, 10 million bucks, dude. Do you know how much money that is? I think if you said no to that, you're a moron. That's what I say. If you say that you wouldn't do that, number one, you're lying, and number two, you're a moron. So that is my reasoning. $10 million is a lot of money. Now, if you notice the whole time I just talked about that question, I didn't actually answer it. But my answer should be pretty damn clear. But I did not answer it. So, I don't know. Take that for what you will. I can't read. I know when the hotline bling, or that, I don't know what the hell that means. Continuing on. I know you're not a big fan of the SH Figure Arts DBZ figures. I'm not really. But the Beerus prototype they just showed off looks amazing. You should check it out. I've seen it. It does look good. The best one they have is the Cell Figure Arts because it looks like there's no... It's very articulated and stuff, but you can't even tell where the articulation occurs. You can't see it on the figure. It just looks like an incredibly designed figure. But the problem is it's like 250 bucks. So I'm not going to buy it. I can afford it, but I don't want to afford it. Fat Mike versus Mexican Juan in go-kart racing. I don't think that... I shouldn't be saying this. Well, Juan can fit in a go-kart. And Mike probably still could, but he might have trouble steering his wheel. The wheel. I'm sorry, Mike. They wanted to hear it, and I had to say it. Shouldn't characters regular Ki Blast destroy the Earth by the Cell Saga? How can Vegeta just unload a barrage of Ki Blasts and not blow up the Earth? Inconsistency. It isn't inconsistency. It's also a matter of what fans would say is Ki control, which is true. They can control their blasts to not destroy Earth. But it begs the question on why a character like Kid Buu would even care. I mean, obviously he did blow up the Earth originally, but when he's on the Kai's planet, why didn't he not just start making craters and, you know, blowing up that planet pretty much? It makes no sense. So I know it's still Ki control, guys. But that alone, you know, there's a couple other moments, that just shows that it's really an inconsistency that they just don't take into consideration. You can say, like, yeah, an in-universe answer would be, yeah, it's Ki control, but that's never really stated, ever. But it's a good fan, you know, suggestion for it. But bottom line, it is really just an inconsistency. Rap God Eminem versus Super Saiyan God Goku. I'd probably give it a Super Saiyan God Goku on that one. Why is Quinn so ugly? Have you seen his face? Ugly motherfucker. Pardon my language. If any kiddies are out there offended, which I hope you're not offended. You shouldn't be. Everyone swears. I just try to keep it professional for the other videos. But this one, We don't give a shit. I've watched the Dragon Ball Z GT, and I want more. I want to get into the manga, the best manga that stick true to the original Japanese wording. What is the most authentic manga by which company? That's a great question for Geekdom 101 because I don't know personally what the best one is. I know a lot of the older Viz mangas have a lot of problems. I think the Viz Big, from what I understand, is pretty good, but that's a good question for Geekdom. Definitely, he would know that one. I would think. Do you think that another reason why Super is doing Battle Gods and Resurrection F rebelling is to give Toriyama more time to build and create the idea characters for Universe 6 by doing this, giving them more time to come up with designs? Josh, what do you think, brother? I think that's not a bad theory. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's definitely a good theory because those movies just came out. It's not like they'd have to redo them, but maybe they're trying to establish the story better. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to redo the Battle of Gods stuff and make it better, which they did. I think Battle of Gods was not as good as Super's arc, even though there's missteps in Super's arc. I think the story and the way things are presented and the fight between Goku and Beerus was better in Super. I know not everyone agrees, but that's what I think. Well, what do Universe 7 win if they win the tournament? Do they get to keep their Earth? I feel like Beerus just got bitched into having a battle to move Earth for no reason because Chomps wants food. Fuck that. I don't really know the reason. I still haven't even talked about the manga chapter that came out like a week ago, and I'm thinking about doing. I'm gonna do a video relating to the manga chapter, and it's gonna be similar to what Geekdom did a couple days ago. I'm not gonna say specifically, but if you guys saw the very angry video he did, I'm gonna do the same thing pretty much, and obviously give him full credit. Well, you know, point out his video because I'm just that kind of friend. But do you think that Whis will give Vegeta some of his God Ki and have Vegeta use it in a way that he can mix with his own and become Super Saiyan Blue? God, I hate that name. I mean, it's possible. I definitely don't. I don't think he's gonna do the ritual, as I predicted. I don't think he's gonna have to do the ritual at all. One has to go erase from your memory. Scarface, Casino, Heat, Goodfellas. You're assuming I've seen all those movies, which I have. But if I had to erase one. Wait, one or all of them? Because I'll erase. Actually, no. I would actually erase Scarface and keep the other three. Goodfellas was my favorite out of those four. I don't know. That's my answer. Colonel Volgin versus Gine or Gine from MGS Portable Ops. I didn't play Portable Ops. It's the one that I missed out on. I know it was supposed to be pretty good, but I missed out on that one, and I never really had a PSP to play it on. And they didn't put it in the HD collection for whatever reason, so I couldn't play it. But I don't know. I guess probably the other guy because he's after Volgin. I mean, he wouldn't be. Well, you know what? Screw it. I don't know anything about this guy, but I'll just say Volgin. Anyone that's played the game, they can answer that for me because I haven't played Portable Ops. I've played pretty much all the other ones. Colonel Volgin versus Cyborg Tao. Cyborg Tao could probably get messed up by Volgin's electricity, but that's the only way I could see Volgin winning that fight. Mystic Frieza versus SSJ God SS Goku. Mystic Frieza. Pretty much, well, it's very complicated for what fans like to believe, and I've done videos where I've messed up myself about what Mystic is, and that was very early in my YouTubing quote-unquote career, and I wasn't exactly clear on what it was, and I didn't exactly know myself. Pretty much to my understanding, what it is, it really is an unlocking of your latent potential you haven't been keeping up. But what is your potential when you haven't been training? If Frieza hadn't trained his whole life, he'd pretty much be at what his max should be or something like that. Either way, if Golden Frieza was at the strength he is, I would assume Mystic Frieza probably would be stronger, but who knows? He would beat Goku more than likely then. But that's a really crazy what if. What if Master Roshi uses max power Kamehameha on Piccolo Daimao? I think it would probably, well, I mean, he blew up a moon. I think it would probably, you know, it would kill him. Considering, and it's kind of a bad example, but if Goku can use a Kamehameha, or a Kamehameha, excuse me for my Funimation dub here. If he can use a Kamehameha to boost himself and go through Piccolo, I'm pretty sure Roshi's full power when that blew up moon could kill him. Maybe I'm missing something. My Dragon Ball is not as good as my Z knowledge. I watch Dragon Ball, I love Dragon Ball and GT, but Z is where I'm the most fluent, definitely. Is Master Roshi really a moonbuster? Yes, he blew up the moon. King Piccolo, who's a lot stronger than him, used a lot of energy to destroy a city. Is Master Roshi busting feet an outlier? I mean, he did it. It's just an inconsistency that King Piccolo, you know, blew up a city with, you know, I guess more energy. You could say it was. It's more compact, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just an inconsistency, really. But Roshi did blow up a moon, so he can't really argue with that. It's not like he said I can blow up the moon. He did it. So, what if future Goku came back for a day after Trunks beat all the androids? Would he tell Trunks about Planet Namek so he can revive the rest? And how strong do you think he'd be, at least SSJ2, around Kid Buu, assuming he did all his train? He definitely would probably be around Super Saiyan 2. And yeah, he would warn Trunks about Namek. Most likely, but the thing is, Goku would never be able to go back to Earth because pretty much the main reason why he went to Earth in the Buu saga is because of that sacrifice he did for Cell. That was the real thing in my mind. I think it's actually stated, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so don't shoot me dead in the comments. But pretty much that main reason was that the sacrifice with Cell. That's the way I look at it. So. Monkey D. Luffy versus Raditz. I don't watch One Piece, really, but if I remember correctly, Luffy can get hurt by physical attacks. I mean, he could probably beat Raditz, but I don't really know. Some guy was trying to argue with me that Vegeta couldn't beat Luffy or something like that. It was crazy. I'm like, yeah, okay, balls to that. Trevor Phillips versus Mr. Satan. I'm honestly Mr. Satan. If it's hand-to-hand, Mr. Satan would definitely win. Colonel Vogan versus Tao Pai Pai. Still Tao? Lord Beerus versus Omega Shenron. Now it's pretty much looking like Beerus. I mean, I've said this before, and people like to, you know, make an argument about the super feat. The fact of the matter is, Beerus was landing punches with Goku, and that was shaking the universe and destroying celestial objects. To downplay that is kind of silly because Omega Shenron's strongest attack was going to destroy the universe in, you know, a matter of, it was going to be over time. His strongest attack, Elder Kai says, in a few punches the whole universe will be gone. In my mind, it's not even close. I think Beerus would beat Omega. I have in the past said Omega Shenron would beat Beerus based off the knowledge of Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Super changed a lot of things, so that's where I stand. I don't know who the heck this first person is. I don't recognize the name. I don't think they're from Dragon Ball. I don't recognize that name at all. Versus Raditz. Raditz, because this is nobody to me. So, Raditz. Why do people keep thinking that I guess he means Broly from the Second Coming movie can beat Cell when Super Perfect Cell and his base was stronger than a Super Saiyan? Why do people keep thinking Broly power doesn't stop rising? Yeah, his power does stop rising eventually, and I'm going to do a video on Cell versus Broly eventually, so stay tuned for that. How the fuck does Mr. Satan survive a hit from Cell or Kid Buu? Because to me, it makes no sense. Kid Goku can survive a hit from him. How did he survive hits from Cell and Kid Buu? Because he's a god. Did you not watch Dragon Ball Super? He is God Satan. Pretty simple. I don't understand why it's a problem. That's a burp. GTA 4 Nico versus DBZ Mr. Satan. Thanks for clarifying what series Mr. Satan was from. I wouldn't have been able to tell. I think Nico will win because he can survive a couple bullets, and Mr. Satan almost died from getting hit by one. Who do you think will win and why? If you're really going by game logic, then yeah, any GTA character can beat Mr. Satan. But if you're going by realism, you know, if you're going by like realistic standards, I think Mr. Satan's power as a fighter in a hand-to-hand fight would win. But if you're using guns, I mean, Nico's gonna trash him. That's not even close. I mean, yeah, Mr. Satan pretty much died from getting shot. So it wouldn't even be close if you're using guns. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Master Splinter versus DBZ Mr. Satan. Who do you think will win a fight? Probably Master Splinter, but I'm not a big Ninja Turtles fanatic, so that's just my guess. There are inconsistencies about Dragon Ball Z because Cell said he had the Kaioken. Well, he never said that. I don't think, you know, he didn't say he could use that, I'm pretty sure. So Sniper Cell could beat Super Vegeta because of the Kaioken, and he could have beaten Super Saiyan 2 Gohan with Kaioken easily. Well, he never said he could use Kaioken from what I remember. When he's listing off, he's like, you know, I can use the Kamehameha all the way to the Spirit Bomb. He never said Kaioken, I'm pretty positive. But he should, I do agree that he should know how to use it, but he does not do it. So, but I guess if he did, he would be able to beat Gohan pretty easily. Do you think they should bring back Raging Blast? I like Raging Blast 1 and 2. I like them as well. They're pretty good games. I'd like to see a Raging Blast 3. Would you, and why would... what do you think about Raging Blast 1 and 2? Like I said, I like those games. I think that series is done, though. I don't think they need to come back. I think what we need to do is keep moving on in the series and keep making new games. Xenoverse is a good game. Anyone that says... Listen, I can understand why you wouldn't like Xenoverse. Anyone that says it's a bad game does not have a clue on what a bad game is. Just like the people that say Call of Duty's bad, Gears of War is bad. Like, do these people even understand what a bad game is? Go play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. You'll see what a bad game is. You know, there's tons of bad games. Go play Sonic 06. Those are bad games. There's a difference between a bad game and a game that might be mediocre or, you know, maybe not quite as living up to the hype. But to say Xenoverse is bad, and I'm going to say it, even Ultimate Tenkaichi is a bold statement because those are not bad games. And a lot of people just use that term very lightly and do not understand exactly what a bad game is. And that is my mini rant. It wasn't even a rant. I was talking about games because I just got done doing a podcast with Angry Centaur Gaming. If anyone knows who that is, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. But great reviewer, best written reviews out there, definitely. But if you guys are interested in games, when the podcast goes up, I'll let you guys know about it and have a little clip so you guys are aware and go check it out. If you guys like games, check them out. Pretty big channel, so I suggest you go down there. But yeah, let's just move on with Dragon Ball stuff. I mean, there's always room for maybe, like, you know, a throwback to the 2D games, but keep things fresh. You know, if we do like another Burst Summit type game, add enough things to keep it fresh. I feel like Raging Blast 3, if they try to add more stuff, 2 already had too much stuff in, I think, for gameplay. It's too complex for a lot of new players. If they add more stuff in 3, it's going to be way too overcomplicated, and you're going to end up doing attacks you don't want to. That's the way I look at it. So I think they should probably just... I mean, the Raging Blast series never even sold well anyway, so they would never make a Raging Blast 3. And that's my final opinion on that. Why didn't Vegeta never wish for immortality with the 7-year gap between Cell and Buu Saga? I mean, Vegeta changes the character. He doesn't really... He doesn't care to be immortal anymore. So, that he's a completely different character now. Super Perfect Cell versus First Form Frieza Resurrection F. Now, I mean, if any of you guys have seen the, you know, don't want spoilers to Resurrection F, I suggest you just mute the video until I delete the question. But the best thing we saw from First Form Frieza, he destroyed a city and he punched base form Gohan, who's a lot weaker now. He can barely go Super Saiyan. He punched him out. One hit basically did kill him. If Piccolo, you know, the Sons Bean and Piccolo weren't there, you know, he would have been goner. That's the best we've seen. A base form Gohan's not very strong. Now, as for Cell, it's really hard to say how strong he'd be compared to Cell. I feel like Cell would be able to fight him, but I also feel like this is the way me and Black and Fist, I think, look at it. When Frieza is in its final form, he has to be stronger than Kid Buu. That's what we feel. There's not. I mean, it'd be obvious that he would at least get stronger than that in his regular forms. So I think if you want to do, if he's as strong as Kid Buu, if you want to, like, I guess subtract the percentage of power difference from his final form to his first form, I guess his first form would be weaker than Super Perfect Cell, but it's so hard to even figure out because we have no evidence to really go off of, other than if his final form, let's just say, is, you know, let's just say it's mini math. This will be the last question of the Q&A, by the way. If Frieza, and let's just say, you know, because his 100% form was bulky because he couldn't handle it. If his 100% form was skinny, you know, and let's just say this is the form he uses against Goku would have to be his 100% of his final form. So that was 120 million on Namek. His first form was 530,000. Kid Buu, I've discussed this in other videos. You can check those out too if you don't believe me, but I can't go over all that math right now because that would take forever. Kid Buu, if he's around Goku, he would have to be 5 or 6 times top stronger than Super Perfect Cell. The difference between the final form Frieza and the first form Frieza is a lot more than 6 times. Actually, you know, I have my phone right here as a calculator. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere right here. Now, because I don't want to bring it up on my computer because I have to go to my home screen. So, if I take, let's say, you know, 120 million. So, 120 million divided by 530,000, okay? Final form Frieza, 100%, is 226 times stronger than the first form Frieza. I don't think this exactly applies to the Resurrection F, but if the first form Frieza is 226 times weaker than the final form Frieza that fought Goku in the movie, then, you know, I think that it would be pretty clear that he'd be a lot weaker than Cell. But I don't think that applies, but I feel like it would be kind of hard to believe that the first form Frieza would be able to beat Cell if the final form would be above Kid Buu. But that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I'm not too sure about it. I want to know what you guys think of that last one, because that could go a lot of ways. But like I said, there's literally no evidence to even allude to either side, other than we see in One Punch, you know, a very weak Gohan who wasn't even a Super Saiyan. Some people say, you know, oh, he punched out Super Saiyan Gohan. If you watch the movie, actually, Gohan wasn't a Super Saiyan when he got punched out. But that's been it for the Q&A, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Feel free to, you know, discuss your opinions on this last question, which will probably be the featured question, actually. I spent a lot of time on it, so it's probably worthy enough to be on there. But, actually, you know, I had a guy complaining about me doing a lot of videos on Cell. And you know what? Honestly, man, if you're watching, Cell's just, and I replied to him, he never replied back, I don't think, but Cell's just an awesome character. I love Cell. He's my second favorite character. I don't overrate Cell's power really at all, I don't think. He's just an awesome character to talk about. He's got an awesome, a slew of awesome skills, and I love talking about the character. I don't have a problem talking about him, and I'm going to keep doing videos about him, including this one. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.